Do you want to know how to make these flowers? Or perhaps do you want to know how to make a paper action figure of the Fourth Doctor from Doctor Who? Well, and you can shake it around like this. Well, I wanted to know how to do that, so I started by looking up textures in Google for different Doctor Who characters at this point, and I also wanted to make the flowers, so I was looking up textures of flowers that I put into my 3D modeling software, Rhino 3D. And my thought, I'm going to imitate this origami flower and put the flat parts on a piece of paper that I'll put textures on. But then I thought, I want to do a tulip instead. So I started modeling a tulip like so, at least the petal of one. But at this point, I decided, no, this is too complicated. So I did some folding and then I looked up a flower called the calla lily, which is easier to fold since it's only one petal. So I just did that, and then I thought, okay, pretty much done. I thought about the leaves and stuff. Next, I'm doing this this doctor fella. So I'm starting. I think his torso is mostly one shape, which is the jacket that he's wearing, and then his shoes kind of stick out of his jeans. Getting a little distracted, looking up different Wikipedia articles, and then I'm putting these green loops of paper for his shoulders because I want his arms to move in a certain way. I'm replacing his torso with a simple cylinder that will be much easier thinking about it to fold. There's a picture of Baldy's Basics. I'm putting like a little sheet for his shoulders and a simple cylinder for his head, and the hat was very fun to model. Now I'm doing a scarf, and then I'm laying out some words and unwrapping or unrolling some of these cylinder shapes to later put on my sheet. Okay, so after having taken a little bit of a break, I got back to it, and this is the sheet from the flower thing. So first I'm going to do the texture of the petals, and I'm smoothing out and kind of just trying to make continuous this one texture because I had found sort of a grain that I liked online. Then I adjusted the colors somewhat, and now I'm taking a bit of a break in the video because it's getting pretty late at this point. So now I'm deciding that I want the petals to be 4 different colors, and just tweaking the colors a bit more. Now these yellow gradients are going to be I looked it up, it's called the style, I think. Or maybe the stamen, I don't know, of the flower. It's that little stick in the middle. So just laid those out. Now I have this texture for leaves that I had made in Rhino. So I'm just putting those in there. Those are going to be like curling things. Getting really distracted because it's super late, but I'm looking up different styles of painting and reading about them. Now I'm doing the gradient for the stem and changing the color a bit, and this is what it looked like. And I printed this sheet out double-sided and cut it out, and then started folding it, which I'm showing in this footage. So I basically the folding is just sort of rolling around my finger or around this small stick I had to give it a pretty cool kind of the leaves can be kind of rounded in a certain way, and the stem is sort of like a straw. But actually what I'm doing in this video is I was on a call at work. Here it is, the final result, and my partner was very happy with them, and here is them being overjoyed at their gift that I did. But the next step is to finish the gift for my cousin. So I decided to change the way the jeans were to make them cylinders, and also the shoes cylinders. And now I am collecting all of the shapes of the unrolled surfaces and putting them into the right size of paper. Then I put those lit sheets into Photoshop, and now I'm just Googling some images. That concrete thing will be the platform he stands on. This will be his hat, of course. So these need to be stretched out in a certain way so that when they're folded, they look right. I'm using this action figure picture as a reference because I figure they'll kind of have the scale I need. This is the most fun part, I think, is modeling his face. And having that unrolled looks really strange. But that's kind of the best part of this whole thing. There's his shoes and his jeans. Made those blue. So now I'm trying to get his shirt, and he has this little scarf. So that's off. That's not the exact shirt that the fourth Doctor wore in the show, I don't think. But it'll do. It'll be underneath the coat. Realizing that I don't have hands, so I put in a little hand texture there, and the scarf. And I went to the library and printed these out as well. Printing these at my public library, I think it cost about $5 for 4 color sheets, 4 double-sided color sheets. So that's pretty good. So there's the back. And now I'm getting to work. First I'm cutting out the pieces for the hat. That's the top and the kind of brim and the part between that. Glue that together. Now I'm cutting out the other pieces of the sheet and just cutting it all out. I have a cutting board, but I don't have it on my desk. I don't know why. So now my desk has a bunch of cuts in it. But anyway, here I am folding the shoes. So yeah, kind of what I didn't take into account is certain shapes like the shoes were pretty hard to put together because they don't have it would be helpful if they had little flaps I could glue. Okay, now I've glued together the coat, the shoulder part of the coat. I glued together the head. I'm trying to decide, here's the arms, I'm trying to decide how to do the shirt sort of. I didn't really plan it out, but I wanted to have a shirt and a coat, but I didn't decide how they would go together. So this is me kind of figuring that out. Sort of taping it at different lengths, sort of. Okay, that satisfied me. I kind of cut out a bit of the shoulder, glued the head on. I'm doing a different thing than I had planned for the shoulder joint. Here's some progress. Yeah, but it's working out, and I cut the arm in half to have an elbow joint. And the jeans were really funny to me, how short they look. And I didn't really think about how to connect them, but that works out. And it is complete at this point. Basically, I'm getting a stick and hot gluing it into a piece of cardboard to use as kind of a stand. And he's complete. Yeah, I'm very proud of my creation. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video and listening to this. And I'm going to do more paper crafts soon and other things I like to do. Maybe I'll record them at hyper speed as I did and shoot them out into the outer space. So good night, everybody.